So I'm going to roll towards you more. Okay. You ready, pumpkin? Whee!
Oh!
I know.
Oh!
I know, girl.
Oh!
And pretty much wherever she's comfortable, keeping that arm I'm okay with, as long as it doesn't get stuck underneath her. So when we sit in the wheelchair, the muscle on the front of the leg that bends it again gets tight. So this is a nice way to do it if she's not digging being on her tummy for the day, is we can do a nice gentle stretch where we try to get everything lined up in a straight line. So we go back. And so this is the same one we were doing in the pool the other day. And the trick is not to let her stick her bum out too much. And I just help and support her body so that her pelvis is laying straight on its side, not forward and not rocked back. And you might see her back starts to arch. I don't want her to arch too much through her lower spine. Because if you think someone's pulling your leg back, you probably start to arch your back a little bit. So I want to kind of support her back, make sure that it's not moving too much, that we're getting more just of a stretch through the front of the thigh right here. How you doing, Eula? There, and then I can feel her relax a little bit into it. So you're going to go from straight and then add a little bit more. If she can get past, that's going to be some extension in her hip. That's even better. Good job. I can feel that. Oh, oh. Nice. So I'm going to let you do the other side, Nora, so we'll roll her back towards me. Eula! Hey, girlfriend. Can you come see me now? She's not arching her back too much on that. Her pelvis is nice up and down.
One like we.
Yep.
Up against steps.
Yep. Good job, Eula. And that's a really nice one to do because of the sitting that she does. And it's good even when she's laying out on the ground, but you can see even when she's on her back, her knees are still pretty bent and she has some bend in those hips too. So. How you doing? I feel good, Eula? Now the other trick that's nice is when you get her on her tummy, that automatically straightens everything out too, so that's the other good way to stretch her. So if you're not going to do tummy time, sometimes it's nice to do that stretch for the day. You ready to go to your stomach?
Yeah.
So let's do this. Eula, I'm going to take your pillow, sweetheart. You got your pillow? And we're going to actually just beef up the wedge so it's really cool. And we're going to bring her even more onto the tummy. So we're going to go this way more. What I want you to do is as I roll her over, can you pull the wedge underneath her chest and bring it down? Whoa, that is high, huh?
Oh.
Good job, Eula.
Oh.
There you go. Okay, one more time, Mara, and I'm going to lift her up and just put it down. Okay. Sorry, maybe it's in the way. Is that more the height, Daniel, would you say? The wedge.
Yeah.
What do you think? Oh, that's beautiful. Good job. So, I'd ideally like Eula to be looking up. I think the last time we got her a couple times. But this again is good for that shoulder stretch that we were trying to do and the hip stretch. So can you make that leg a little bit more aligned there, Laura? Eula. How's that feel? And I think at this height she's not going to actually be putting weight through her elbows, but Eula, are you going to sing for us? Are you going to sing for us? Do you see those beautiful eyes? What do you think? Maybe not. No? Okay, let's try this, Nora. Okay. I'm going to lift her up again. And I want you to just scoot the wedge down so that it's right underneath her armpits. Okay. Are you ready? That's good. Yeah. Oh. You can put weight on your arms now. Oh, let's bring them in. And I just sometimes that wrist because I don't want her putting weight on the wrist. In that position.
When it's flexed
it's so
like
hard
that.
to move otherwise.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, if you put the splint on it, but I don't necessarily like moving her around with the splint because
With the splint on.
yeah, just this hard artificial thing I worry about
It's
having.
not. It can't be fun to push off of.
Yeah, I just don't want her to hurt herself either.
So she's got. Feel her elbows, Nora. This one's not pushing weight too much, but this one is. She's pushing more weight on the distal end of this, which I'm okay with, as long as we're actually getting some weight bearing up through her upper arms and her shoulder blades actually too. I think she's still pretty much hanging. We're a little bit too high on this one, but can I scoot you back just a little bit? Thanks, Eula. There you go. That's better. And then I'd love for you to look up and sing. Can you look up and sing, girl? Your hair is so thick. I love it. You got so much nice hair, Eula. Eula. Hey. Eula. Can you lift your head up for me? Oh. Can you lift your head up for me, please?
Where they're smiling.
Yeah,
They're
just
smiling,
sing
girl.
and smile
Yes.
for me. Please. A little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit longer in this position, then we're going to take that pillow out. But even changes in position are good for her throughout the therapy session, just so she gets some good stimulation in her inner ear, and then she gets some good movement out of the normal position she has through the day. She's probably never on her tummy, is she, Daniel?
Yes, she is.
During the day?
Not every day. No.
Yeah.
But
When do you get her onto her tummy?
usually in the afternoon when she has some energy, but when she's not exhausted.
Is it when she's
And
laying
just
on her
for-
day bed?
Yeah,
Out there?
and then just for a little while usually.
Yeah. That's good. I'm trying to think during her transitions and daily care stuff, she probably's never on her tummy.
No.
She's up. Or laying. Sideline? With changing of,
Yeah, with changing, we
Yeah.
we roll from one side to the other. Yeah.
but never really on her tummy, I'm sure. Because who changes on their tummy?
Yeah,
That's silly,
I
huh?
don't know.
So Nora, this time, can you take just the pillow out? Oh. Just now we're gonna get a little lower. Now you can just put more weight on those arms. Oh no. Good job, Eula. Good job. So now she can't rest her body as much on the wedge, and she's pushing more to the elbows. So again, best to have the arms right underneath the shoulders there. It's the best position for her to put weight through them. So, you ready? You let it get off? Or do you want to stay in this one a little bit longer? Stay. And then the rolling. Daniel, do you think she likes to roll better with her arms down at her side or her arms up?
You know, we've always tried to
Bring
extend the arm that she's rolling over, so she doesn't have to crunch the other one under.
Good. And I think that provides less of a block to the
Right.
rolling motion too. So,
So she doesn't have to roll over her arm. Yeah.
yeah. You ready to come off of it, Eula? Okay, well if that's the case, we gotta bring this arm up. So Nora, we're gonna roll her back towards you. So this is the arm that I would be bringing up so that it doesn't get caught underneath her body.
Okay.
And then if you wanna grab at her shoulders and her hips. Good. And that's just how we would do a roll if we were doing rolls on that.
Okay.
Sound good, Miss Eula? I'm gonna
What
get
you
your
doing?
peanut ball now.